headphones in a little bit. It might actually mess up with my speaking because I don't know if that happens to me, but we'll see.
Oh, I see what you mean.
All right.
So yeah, man, how's your day, anyways?
Amazing.
Right?
It was work, and then now I'm here doing this.
Was
And
work really that amazing?
Dude, it's so weird that my background is so dark and stuff.
What? What's going on, people?
Oh, let me see if I can
4
hear
people
you.
watching. So welcome to our show. We've been trying to do this for a year now. I'm Remy.
I think we both sound fine. I'm Nima.
Cool.
Everybody, thank you so much for joining. For the majority of the people, this is your first time watching us, so we appreciate you guys joining. And if you can, like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you think. We want to keep doing more of this. We're SteadioCast, so we do this once a week, hopefully, and we've been doing this for a year. So we want to keep going for at least one more year. That's my spiel.
Yeah, that was great, Nima. It was good.
Was
all
it?
the hours of practicing that we did paid off.
Yeah, just
Yeah, it
so
really
much
did.
practice. So much practice. That was actually zero practice, and,
Okay, so you said that there's going to be a season 2 that's been announced.
yes.
For sure?
The producers have said they're going to do a season 2.
Okay, so do you think they had planned for season 2 before this one ended? Or they were just going to wait for the ratings and kind of left the ending open-ended like this? Because this could be like a movie/TV show on its own because the ending is like great.
Right. I would assume that's difficult to say because writers a lot of times do think way bigger picture. So they think that
Right.
if they could, they would love to do more. So maybe it's since the producer is also one of the writers, maybe he genuinely wanted to do more. So now that the show has become an insanely big hit in Italy, and it's doing okay in the US as well. So yeah, absolutely.
Is it doing okay, really? People digging it?
I mean, the trends are up. I don't know what the ratings are. I don't know if HBO has announced. This is the first show. I haven't looked up who's made it. I haven't looked up the behind the scenes thing. I don't know anything about it. I'm dying. I was waiting for it to end so I could find out more things about it.
After watching this whole season, like I feel good about it. I think it was good. I think it was really good. Like I don't remember the last time a show, movies is a different story, but a show like this has made me feel such ways.
Like
like-
emotional. I agree.
Yeah, like moments where you're like, oh wow, that like the scene where spoiler alert, give you 2-3 seconds to mute it. Okay.
Yeah.
Right when you see his parents in the crowd when he's looking with the binoculars that Gutierrez got him.
Right. At the
That
end of the
was
show.
like that did something, you know?
For me, the parents remain one of the, I don't know, most unbelievable parts of the show because I don't know, man. Like I don't want to say they're bad actors because they don't get to do much, so I can't say that they're doing a bad job. But
The actors?
yeah, at the same time, the makeup looked weird and like that
You think
that
so?
scene
You
didn't
think-
that scene didn't have an emotional reaction for me. I'm not saying yours was invalid. It just didn't.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying, that like the crowd itself, and it was just kind of not done as it was done in a way that kind of like made you feel like this is obviously faked
Right.
out.
Like
But-
I got a CGI feeling about it too.
Right, but they're not gonna spend a lot of money to get a lot of people. Like, but as far as getting, if you're able to get past this like flaws in production, it really hits.
Oh,
Really
his
does.
reaction did definitely hit. Like his part did. Like
He's such a good actor, man.
unbelievable. That whole speech, which for me, it's still not as good as the speech in episode 8.
The one where he's in Africa.
Right. But it's
Yeah.
still like, it showed such a range for him because he went from not knowing the reaction on his face. It went from a guy who doesn't know how to feel in front of all those people to genuine happiness, to tears, to this speech that actually has a lot of meaning and it's a beautiful speech, to then again hopefulness of finding your parents. There was a lot of things that happened within that 10 minutes, which is crazy.
I think I missed something. Does he go to Venice because he thinks his parents are there? Did he get a hint earlier that I missed in the season? Like why Venice?
Because Sister Mary said they went to Venice, and this is something that you guys you and your wife told me.
Yeah, right. I remember. Sweet. I mean, it could have been another one of his like illusions. What is that? That's new. That's a growler or something, or is it plastic?
I don't know
Plastic
what a
bottle?
growler is. It's It's somewhat. I think it's plastic. It's really awesome. I'll show you
It's
next time we're hanging
thermos.
out.
It's a thermos kind of thing.
Right, right,
It
right.
keeps your drinks cooler, hot.
Yeah, it's. I should have gotten the bigger size, but the size it is now fits perfectly in every bag that I have. So
That's
it's
nice.
fine. It's nice for backpacks and
I'm
stuff.
planning on getting like a growler, which is the same thing. I think it's made for beer or whatever. I don't know why it's called a growler, but it's like huge for my days of work outside in the summer. Keep it work
Oh,
cool.
a guy at my work has it. Like it looks massive. Like it looks way too big. Is that?
Yeah, it's
yeah, yeah.
huge.
Yeah,
I mean, there's different sizes.
Yeah.
There's sizes as big as yours. Um,
Sorry. I have notes. Hold on, let me bring up my notes.
you know when he told Sister Mary in a kind way
Yes.
to leave because she was
Yeah.
going somewhere else. What he was wearing was cool. I hope he wears more of that.
He was wearing
Why
a
was
Pope
he wearing
outfit.
Isn't that a?
The
You know
priest
what,
outfit, sorry.
this whole show made me realize how ignorant I am about religion.
Me too. Me too, man. I completely agree.
And it's like, wow, okay, so
That's one of the things is even at the very first episode, like you and I were hanging out and you told me like everything that's in this show, there's a reason it's in there. Like there's a lot of details in it. And
I think so. I
no,
still
I
think so.
completely agree because at this point I'm realizing the outfits mean something. Like the fact that like he was having this dream that all the popes were still within the Vatican.
By
And
the way,
what?
was Santa a pope at some point?
So he was saying something, wasn't he?
Saint Claus, I guess.
So,
Santa.
I don't
Santa
know, man.
Claus.
Like, I genuinely want to look up not only the IMDb for this whole show so I can figure out all
Right.
the things, but also like I'm gonna Wikipedia like a whole bunch of different popes just to see.
I mean, dude, I just laughed when I saw that pope because I was like, is this a joke that the show's making? Like Santa is just sitting in the chair in the living room. And then I realized Saint Claus. Okay, Santa. Oh wow. Well, maybe I don't know. Again, I'm ignorant about religion, so. But
But I mean, they didn't say it was Santa Claus, right? It was implied.
right. But what if Vatican said he did this as a huge marketing ploy? Like, next pope looks like Santa, dresses like Santa, and every Christmas, every child on earth gets a present. They could probably pull it off.
Probably,
Maybe,
actually.
Probably, yeah, probably.
But Vatican doesn't need to do it. Apple has $200 billion in cash. Why not just fix a whole bunch of problems?
They have $2 billion.
$200 billion.
Is it stashed away in like Europe somewhere?
No, they have accounts here. I mean, they have European accounts, but they have a lot of
Like
them here,
just
too.
literally bills. What's the biggest bill out there? $500?
No, I think there was at some point 500 and 1,000, but I don't think either one of them are in circulation. But this is more or less there's no actual bills, but it's sitting in there in digital accounts basically,
Oh,
like
yeah.
accounts at Chase.
So
and
they just have 200. They just have $200 billion.
right. They used to have 70 billion, which at the point that they crossed the 70 billion, they started having more money than the U.S. government does. So now they're at 200 billion.
It's just in their account. They're not using that money to do anything with it.
That's one of the problems. We can talk about that in a technology episode. But
Can't they
basically,
just buy a whole country with that money?
right, the investors
Or
and
a
the big
continent?
stockholders want them to do something with the money because that's the best thing you can do for a business is spend the money so you can grow more. But Apple doesn't spend their
Right.
money that much. Like they make
Well,
iPhones.
I
they
don't
make
think. I think
laptops.
maybe they're waiting. By
Right.
the way, everyone, thanks for watching. We're talking about the
Yes.
young pope. We go on very many tangents throughout our episodes. But I was gonna ask you, maybe they have like the $200 billion in bank accounts and stuff. Maybe because they don't know how to. Obviously, they don't know how to invest it, right? Or maybe their ideas have not been technologically ready yet, or something.
There's like a lot of drama and like rumors about it because the easiest one you can go to is Steve Jobs is no longer there. The guy who would have revolutionary ideas to want to spend money on the next big thing is no
Right.
longer there, and they're saying Apple is
Do they
sticking
need?
with
Do
the
they need
safe
a new
things.
one? They need a new Steve Jobs.
I think Tim Cook is just fine. Tim Cook is
Okay.
a really. This is a horrible thing to say about business. He's a good guy. He's a genuinely good
Right.
guy who's like he's keeping Apple insanely
But does he have
profitable.
visions like Steve Jobs did?
Probably not. No. Like
Okay,
he's
well
not.
they need a guy like that then.
Yeah. I mean that's why they
It-
have Johnny Ive. Johnny Ive was the only guy who could overpower Steve Jobs, basically.
What do you mean overpower?
Um,
Was he in the movie that we saw?
No. As far as
Yeah.
I know, he wasn't. He's the guy that's designed literally everything that people know about Apple. and he was set up in a way.
So Steve Jobs would have the idea, and the other guy would design it.
Like, right, the MacBook Pros, the iPhones, the Apple Watch, these were all designed by Johnny Ive and his team. And the structure of Apple is set up in a way that nobody can say no to this team.
Right. They do whatever they want.
Right. They get this final say in everything. All right, let's go back. Let's go back to the show.
Yeah. So Santa was fun.
Santa was fun. All right, I'm going to go back to my notes. Oh, you know what? This is totally looking too much into the show. But you know this scene that the Pope is sitting in a restaurant and Gutierrez brings him a soda and a toy?
That's so good.
It's so good. And fucking love the shit out of Gutierrez. Such a great character. But that scene was a scene that, again, got me really close to the point of crying because I realized, I don't know if the authors and the screenwriters meant to be that way. But these two characters, when they were talking about a toy, basically a telescope thing, a periscope, I realized that these are two human beings that never got to live their childhood for completely different reasons. The Pope because he started performing miracles and his life completely changed, and Gutierrez because he was raped and molested. So it's tragic and like amazing and like nice to see them be friends. They're like basically children that are friends at that point.
Yeah.
Like that was an amazing scene.
Yeah, it was one of the good ones. Again, like the past 3-4 episodes is when it started getting really good.
Yeah.
Like the acting's on point. A lot of that is on point, and it's just they don't even really have a message. It feels like the only purpose of these scenes is to make you feel something. Period.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. Because they don't really do much for the storytelling, right?
I mean, yeah, they do. And overall, they had a couple of big arcs with, you know, the child molester in New York. His arc more or less got wrapped up, and that's been going on this whole show.
That's true.
So, I mean, they've had that, and also the Lenny simply grown up. That's a different arc that also is happening. I don't know, like we were talking about maybe speculations about season 2. Don't know where it could possibly go because
again,
all the arcs did get wrapped up.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's just going to be more just Pope character development.
Right. Pope character development. Anybody that's
watching, they're gonna introduce like brand new like characters that have their own demons or whatever, and more miracles.
One of the things I liked about this episode is that they actually went back and showed every single one of the characters, every single one of the main characters. And I was like, I'm totally happy with this cast of characters that they have. Right. Like, I hope in season 2, they do bring on more of them.
Yeah, no, I think all of these actors are going to stick around. Unless some of them got picked up because of this by some bigger productions.
I hope so. I hope all the Italian and all the non-American actors are going to become more famous because, man, every one of them were amazing.
Yeah, it was good to see Voyello again. He has been gone for some episodes.
Such a cool dude.
I know. He's just cool. And then what's the name of the the guy that he made a cardinal this time?
Oh, I was going to ask you that, man. I don't know. Because the one that's always been wanting to be a cardinal, that guy?
Yeah.
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 Jeez.
We still don't know what's going on with the kangaroo, why he got killed.
Is it possible that both of us missed it and they did mention why he got killed?
You didn't see it, I didn't see it. Mariah, do you know who killed the kangaroo? She's shaking in her head like no.
All right. Between the three of us, we're just brilliant people, so we should know this.
We lost 2 viewers over the past 10 minutes.
For that exact reason.
Whoever's watching, thank you.
What if that one of the 2 people that left knew the answers?
What answers?
To who killed the kangaroo?
To life. Oh, yeah. What if they did? Oh, but the last speech was really good though. It was like he sensed some vulnerability from him, and the vulnerability. Wow, I love to butcher words.
I know that's a hard one for me, so I'm not even gonna try it.
His vulnerability.
Yep. Okay.
Vulnerability.
Neither one of us have been drinking.
Oh, I forgot to pour my beer earlier.
God, that was loud.
Oh, this?
Just keep doing
What are
it.
you drinking, Nima?
I'm just drinking water like a sane human being.
Boring.
I know.
Just kidding.
I know.
Don't drink.
For those
don't
of
drink.
anybody
don't drink in
that's
Skype. It's just a bad idea.
let me know when you're done. For anybody that is watching, I appreciate you guys sticking around. Let us know what you think. Subscribe, share if you can. We want to improve, so the only way we can improve is by knowing what you guys want to see and how we can be better. Please do. Please share. Please share your thoughts.
But if you suggest something that we don't like, we're not going to do it.
Yeah, not only that, we're going to ban you. So you can't even come back and say anything else. That's not true.
No, we're not going to ban anything or anyone. We don't ban. Right?
That's probably
you get my drift.
That's
You get
probably
my
a
drift,
lie,
Nima?
but let's tell people that we don't ban.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna get banned. You're totally gonna get banned. I'm gonna be like that thug on YouTube. Like, you want to test me?
You want to go? You want to go? Here, try me. But yeah, no. So the vulnerability. Wow.
Yes.
You see that?
That was really good.
I know.
It took us like 10 episodes to be able to get back on track really well. But go ahead.
Oh yeah. Comes from, he's like letting people know. I feel like in my understanding, my own perspective, my own view from this, he's like letting people. Maybe I'm just looking at myself in a way, like this whole episode was about like just doing things with my hands. Gosh, I'm losing my train of thoughts. It's terrible.
I'm not even gonna repeat the word. Like his weaknesses. That's what you were getting on. Go ahead.
You can do it, Nima. Oh
no, not even gonna try. Not on air.
He's pretty much letting everybody know. I feel like he's letting everybody know that he doesn't know what God's doing, or if he's even there. Welcome to SteadyCast. We're learning English. Hey.
I mean, we ought to at the end of this, like, well, we should both be speaking either better or just much worse. But
well, do you think over the past year our English has gotten better?
I don't sense it, but I've also stopped reading like in the last couple months. I'm picking up reading again. Reading helps me a lot, man.
Yeah, that's good. It probably would help me too. I don't read my books. I listen to them. It's just probably bad, but
no, I think they've proved scientifically they're more or less the same. Since
really?
You're not
for your own language acquisition, and are you serious?
Yeah, I think they said audiobooks. I mean, it helped for you and I. It might be different because we're not native English speakers, so simply seeing words must be a huge benefit to us. But for regular English speakers, I assume it's fine. But since you're not going to finish your thought, I will.
I know. Yeah, please do.
I had a question about the speech that he was having. The point that the crowd went wild and they were like clapping.
Yeah, it was too sudden.
What happened there? What did he say? I don't.
He said, oh gosh, he was talking about God smiling and.
He said at that point the God smiled, but
yeah, no, he said something else after that. I think before the crowd erupted.
He said a lot of things, but.
Gosh, you remember, Mariah?
Oh, boom.
Cold. I don't think you just said smile, but maybe you did. But that's a bad edit. I totally saw that too. Like, how did a whole thousands of people there knew exactly when to start cheering all together, like, right after one word was finished? Like,
correct.
What if he wasn't done saying, his point? Maybe that was his point. Maybe we just missed it. I don't know.
I mean, this wasn't like an Obama speech where the point that the crowd should go wild. It was just like, and God smiled, and everybody did go wild. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
God smiled.
Right. Back to my notes. Oh, so the trial of what's his name? Kurtwall, basically.
Kurtwall.
The interview. Right. You know how Gutierrez's reaction, he was crying and
he's so good.
He's so good. He's unbelievably good. Was that a happy cry or was that an unbelievable why are you not killing this guy or sending him to prison cry?
I couldn't get it. I think it was just like it was like it was a cry of just like intense emotional whatever turmoil. Because yes, the first reaction was like, why aren't you sending this guy to jail?
Right.
And then second reaction, it's that kind of like, I don't want to say messed up, but like funny, diabolical way that you had him like point at the globe when he was shaking.
God, I love that move. They should do it in a House of Cards. It's such a House of Cards thing.
Oh, dude, it's such a House of Cards thing. It'd be sweet if he looked at the camera.
He did once.
He did
And
once,
we both
and
noticed
we're like,
it. I know. What else? What else you got, man?
what is that, an Android?
This is an Android.
Where did you get this?
These were Jamba Juice.
You go to Jamba Juice?
When Google rolled out Android Pay, Jamba Juice had a deal that if you paid with Android Pay, you would get these things. So for a period of like a week,
You must stop going to Jamba Juice.
this was like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Okay, good.
I got
you
all
haven't
these.
You haven't gone since?
Scenes? No, I have not gone scenes.
Good. It's so much sugar in there. So much sugar.
Dude, I love how you and I are generally known to be assholes by most other people. But I like how I top you in
We're
this.
not insulting people.
But I insult you all the time. But look at you
you
being
insult
taking the
me
high
and-
road and never insulting the way I speak, even though I know I mess up words all the time. So you know what? High five to you for taking the high road.
You're welcome, Nima. Cheers to that. That actually makes me feel really good you said that.
Yeah, feel good. I would never do it, but at least one of us does.
I know. Well, dude, it's all about having the people around you keep you in check anyways.
It's 100% true. Absolutely true. Do we have anything else to say? Do we want to share thoughts? Anything?
Do you have any wild, random ideas for next season? I mean, they touched on some things, like they touched a lot on, the priest and the children getting molested. They talked about homosexuality.
Right.
Maybe they're gonna bring like other big things that are really relevant in today's.
I mean, politics. Out of everybody that was listening to the speech, the only one that didn't look emotionally impacted by it was the Prime Minister of Italy. So maybe they will pursue
I don't
the
know.
politics more.
I was thinking about that smile. That's a good thing you bring up. Who's the chick next to him, anyways?
I don't know, because I feel like we should know, but maybe it was a Prime Minister of Iceland?
No, that was the Prime Minister of Italy.
No, the girl.
Oh, that's what Mariah was saying. Like she might be Prime Minister from somewhere else.
She's not might be, that's what she was, but you were listening.
So she was?
Cool.
Man, she is just
I
dropping.
know. She's just tonight.
I like it. Jeez, my mic almost just hit me in the face. If it's not a connection at all. But if that lady is the Prime Minister of Iceland, not Greenland, one of those countries, but I'm pretty sure it's Iceland.
When did you guys catch this? I
This
had
was like
no idea.
4 episodes ago or 5 episodes ago.
Remember the pop album? We sat and listened to it.
Okay.
Yeah, and she was
But
dancing at the end of the episode.
Was that the same lady? I felt like the lady was an older lady. Anyways, cool, awesome. Why are
song-
they hanging out with the Prime Minister of Italy? They're just chilling.
Politicians hang out. They're both part of Euro, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That song, the Halo song,
Yeah. You're obsessed with this Halo song.
I am beyond obsessed with that Halo song. It's one of the
Hold
most
on.
beautiful things
What?
I've ever heard.
The dude is the Prime Minister.
Yeah, I know.
But she's the Prime Minister of Iceland. Is she?
She's the Prime Minister of Iceland or Greenland or
Correct.
something.
Okay.
Yes.
So this song was recorded live on air on an Icelandic national radio channel.
The version that we heard.
Yeah.
The recording that we hear on the show was recorded live on the radio in
Yeah, in Iceland, on national.
Iceland. Wow.
Icelandic national radio. That's the version I found. That's the only
That's
version.
amazing.
Yeah.
Gosh, the level of like live performing arts
Yeah.
is awesome.
It's-
I wish
it's
they
amazing.
broadcast stuff like this. Like, but again, with arts, like you don't know if it's gonna go really well or just whatever.
I mean,
That went really well. I mean, it sounded so good.
NPR has a what is it called? Music desk thing that they
Uh-huh.
do live shows often. And Run the Jewel just had their like a 12-minute show, and they mess up like 8 times, but it's still one of the best things I've ever heard, because when they mess up, they laugh about it. Everybody laughs. They bring NPR into it. It's great. So it just depends on the artist and the charm that they have, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
Oh yeah, but about him, the Prime Minister of Italy, just I don't know. It's like I know he's not smiling, but he's realizing that maybe he should just go along.
he is going along.
Yeah.
So maybe he's
without
thinking he
being,
shouldn't.
without being like humiliated, like the
Right.
Pope described earlier.
I got nothing.
I feel like they're trying to say a lot deeper things than what they're already saying with the show, but the limits of production.
Right, and time constraints.
Right.
One thing I did hear though is the guy who directed the O.J. Simpson documentary, which I haven't seen, but it's probably one of the best documentaries ever, from what I'm gathering. He called his 8-episode documentary a movie, and I kind of like thinking about it that way. Like this is a movie as well.
Yeah, I was thinking about this like while I was watching this last episode. Like I really enjoyed this show. Like I really enjoyed it. I will like when Mariah used to buy a lot of DVDs and stuff. I'm like, oh, why do you do that? Just make sure you just buy the ones I really really like.
Right.
If she ever brings that home, I'd totally be cool with it and I'll watch it because it was really good. Like as one piece of
Right.
cinematography or whatever art.
Right.
And I feel like they should really like have something in between show and movie, because now with the internet and HBO and Netflix and all that, it's like it's a show, an episodical show, but they still call it a show, and really it's so much bigger than a show, and it's like sometimes even bigger than a movie.
Right.
Because like the technology now to make movies, you can apply it to making a show in just the same amount of money and time and resources. So why is there still like a difference between creating a TV show and creating a movie, or why isn't there instead like just a third thing that's right in the middle?
I think on digital on
Like,
demand
with a
is
new
that
name,
third thing.
you know?
I don't.
The
It's not
what?
gonna have the new name. Digital on demand is that third thing, but it's not gonna have the new name because like think about Stranger Things. That was a
Right.
13-hour movie, more or less.
Right.
It didn't have
totally was.
right. It didn't have any filler episodes that you could get rid of. Every episode was crucial
Right.
and great. So I think this is more or less of that. And this is also a show like that, but it's just it doesn't fit the criteria because it was released episodically, week by week by week.
Right. Right.
But I mean, it's
Yeah,
still
that's true.
aside from that, it fits every criteria for something that's a much longer movie as opposed to a traditional show.
So I guess what Netflix is doing, everything is released at once. Why did they do that if everything's released at once? The
It's-
episodical thing makes sense when it's like a weekly thing that people
Right.
tune into. But when Netflix releases everything at once, it's awesome. Watching a movie like a long movie like Stranger Things, for example.
I think it's
That's-
awesome
that's
for
fun.
for a lot of reasons, but it's also it has negative impacts for a lot of other reasons. For example, this type of back and forth week by week discussion doesn't happen on Netflix shows because there's no
Right.
such thing as a water cooler talk on Netflix. You assume
Yes,
everybody's
but
already caught
why
up.
do they bother with the whole chapters, or like this episode 1, episode 2, episode 3?
I don't know.
Why do they put things in episodes instead of like having a 13-hour long movie that you can pause whenever you want?
I think it's to give people a solid place to take a break. I assume at this point that's all it is.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
like otherwise, like if I'm a director and I'm making something, I can't imagine I want to give the audience the choice of when they should hit pause. It should be my thing that I'm going to say, hey, that whole emotional roller coaster is over now. Now you can go to the bathroom or get a drink of
Okay.
water. and
So
come back.
then yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's like it lets the director control the ups and downs and the
Right.
emotional roller coaster of a show.
Right, and the
That's good.
emotions that the
That's good.
audience is experiencing. Right.
Yeah, because I mean, whatever comes out on Netflix, Netflix original, is only gonna come out on Netflix as boom, 13
Right.
episodes, bam. This is what you
Unless they try to do something different, but if for their business model, it doesn't make sense. They will continue releasing everything all at once.
get. So, do you think maybe the next HBO, next Netflix is trying to think of a way to do this better?
Yeah.
Gosh. That's
Because
cool.
like that's the thing with online media, they always want to be closer to TV, what TV was for millions and millions of people. So
But
yeah,
why?
they're gonna, I don't know the why, but I know for a fact.
I
they
mean,
do.
there's still millions and millions and millions of people watching TV, and those channels are getting paid by the advertisers, because the cord cutter thing is still like growing.
It is right, but I mean,
Oh.
it's always gonna. I mean, the final solution is to have everything on demand through the internet. So they're gonna
Yeah.
those two things are gonna hit, and they're gonna collide, either become one thing or become their own thing. But it's gonna happen soon. We don't know when, but at some point, TV and on-demand internet TV is going to collide. Like YouTube wants to be a full-on TV thing. There's been rumors about it for ages. So maybe
Full on
it'll-
TV thing, as in with a schedule.
No, well, maybe
Because the
they're
schedule is
talking
going
about
away
it.
now with all the technology, with the phones and everything, with people with their
No,
whatever
they're-
jobs. You
they're-
know, it's
they're
not the
talking
like
about-
9 to 5 anymore.
But at the same time, like for example, we have a schedule, right? But at the same time, our schedule gives people the ability to watch on demand at any point they want. Even if somebody's live right now and they joined right now, they have the ability to go back to the beginning of the show and start from there. That's an amazing thing to do. Like
That's
that normally with TVs you couldn't do that
Okay,
easily.
so it's like having a TiVo. Like,
Basically,
or-
right? Like
yeah.
a really powerful TiVo that has access to everything.
That's cool.
Dude, there's
That's
something
cool.
like now the hours are like 48 hours of footage is uploaded to YouTube every minute. Like the amount of content that's out there is insane. Like TV
That's-
will never be able to touch it.
But see, like that's the thing. It's not it's not TV, and they shouldn't think of it as TVs just because. Oh, well, I guess they can, because what is TV anyways? But people, like any kinds of people from so many kinds of different devices, can literally upload anytime they want, live or not, edited or not, perfected or not, just them rambling or whatever, like straight into YouTube.
There's a reason that Facebook is saying that they're gonna make video their priority as well.
Yeah,
Video's insanely
it's
important.
so. Are you like that means text is going away?
Yeah.
It almost seems like, as an individual, you bring up your value if you are live. Period.
Yeah.
On the internet.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
I have no problem with it.
I mean, does that mean we're gonna see like cameras and stuff that are not just your phone, but like always like drones, little drones following you 24/7, capturing every single moment of your life
Yep.
and uploading it to your YouTube channel?
Or
So that people that don't do anything with their lives can sit at home and just watch you enjoy yours.
or you can
Isn't that messed up?
live in a simulation that the audience gets to view and change the camera angle and whatever they want to.
Yeah, but that's like, okay, that's a step after the step I just described.
Right.
That'd
But
be
these
cool,
steps are
but
going to
we'll
be shorter
like,
and shorter steps as the
yeah,
technology gets
totally.
improved.
I mean, already like this one of having your own personal drone. By the way, I'm going to look into that. That's fun. Having your own personal drone that always like stays right at the same place every time, everywhere you move, it's just like right here. You know,
Right. You can buy that now. You can
and you
it
just
goes-
talk to it.
Right.
that's
There's
awesome.
there's a little tracker that you can put in your arm or in your pocket. And
What
it'll
about
just
the
track you.
recording quality?
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, see, like if you could make, if you could record, like I had a thought earlier about this. We can cut this, by the way. We've been on a big tangent.
Okay, so let's cut it. One last thing I have to say is I am genuinely excited about foreign shows. I hope we get more foreign shows because this
Foreign
is such
shows,
a,
yeah.
this is such a different style, and I freaking love it. I
Yeah.
love the pacing that's different.
It's like more deep.
Right, it's more artful. But if we're
Well,
done,
you know, that's all subjective, but it's
Yeah.
like they're able. I feel like this show, anyways, like was able to get deeper and have more of an impact there. I'm not talking about like me believing in God now.
No,
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 I don't.
I know what you
no,
mean.
not like that, but like the manipulating the visual and the sound together to like make people feel, the
I-
audience feel.
I completely agree with you.
And maybe like, since we're not from here, maybe that's why it got us a little bit too, more than your average person that lives here.
Maybe, and I'm curious
knows?
because since the season's over now, I can actually look up articles about it. So I'm curious about how the ratings are doing or how the reaction was. So I'll find out about.
If you want to do
those
this, like, on next week is Big Little Lies, right? Sunday. It
Sunday.
starts next week already. Gosh, it'd be cool if between now and then, or right before then, we can we both look at reviews of the Young Pope.
Right.
And like analyze them, but like talk about what we've seen as far as reviews go in like a 5-minute, maybe an intro to the
things. Totally down.
Sunday.
Totally down.
Should we do it before then, so that you can have it running as a countdown almost?
Well, I mean, here's the thing: the people that are gonna watch this don't know. I mean, they might not even get to this point. But we had an episode last night that completely got messed up. So I have no problem with making it up by doing another episode between now and Sunday. Like,
I see what you mean.
I don't have a problem with having 2 episodes. We don't have 2
I
episodes.
just don't
this
know
week.
if I'm gonna have time to sit down and like look for reviews.
That's fine because we are not canceling our beer night and food night, so that's happening this week,
Wednesday night, right?
Wednesday night. So this is a good point. Everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. We're StudioCast. Please like, subscribe, whatever it is you need to do. Just come back. We want to know your thoughts, and
You're gonna add the little buttons down there for people to click.
Yes,
soon?
the little StudioCast button should be in the bottom right of your screen. So you can click on it to subscribe, but then we also have a fancy end screen that people will be able to see to click on
That's
the video.
cool.
And so yeah.
So everyone, whoever's tuning in, Nima takes care of all the cool looking like things, all the writings and stuff. I do the music, and I'm Remy.
Yes! By the way, the music that you hear is Remy's. It's fucking awesome. I love that shit. I'm Nima. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm gonna end it right now. Boom. And I get to turn off your mic. God, I feel like so much power to get to turn off your mic.